Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kent. Channel is EOS San Diego. Let me see if I can get this cool tree in the video. There you go. There's a cool tree for you. There's a storybook tree for you. The channel is EOS San Diego. I'm in San Diego, California, actually more specifically Carlsbad, California. And I make nightly videos about the EOS blockchain. And of course, I've been referred to as BP Kent because we are now block producers. So as always, please vote EOS San Diego 1, EOS San Diego 1. Let me do it one more time. EOS San Diego 1 as block producer. We're very privileged to be in a group of very elite block producers, and we're working our way up to a list, and we appreciate all the support, and we appreciate people voting for us. And if you watch my videos, you like my videos, please support us as block producers. What I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about how literally trillions of dollars are going to be moving from asset markets like the bond market, the stock market, all these different things. Stock market's overvalued right now. They're talking about it all the time. Interest rates are going up. There's a lot of money that's got to find a new place for a return. And I believe a lot of that money is going to be moving to the cryptocurrencies. It's going to be moving to cryptocurrencies. One of the things that's burdened cryptocurrencies is the fact that the financial institutions haven't fully adopted cryptocurrencies for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is chain of custody, and a few other reasons, a little bit complicated. A lot of people don't understand it. But people are willing to accept technology. People are willing to accept technology over current systems, current fiat systems, governmental systems. People are more secure because people live in a world of technology. We live with our iPhones. We live with our computers. We enjoy technology. Most of us want technology because technology, as Steve Jobs says, it is an amplifier of our abilities. You know, there was a video a long time ago about Steve Jobs. He literally said what the computer did is it amplified our ability to do things. You know, we can do more, faster, quicker through the computer than we can do on our own. And I thought that was a pretty interesting analogy. But that is what's happening right now. You are seeing, you're going to see, you know, and it's happening right now. Infrastructure being built through the financial industry. Big banks, Fidelity, the Goldman Sachses of the world, Chase, right here, I'm in front of Chase Bank right now, Wells Fargo, all these different institutions, Fidelity, all these different institutions are building infrastructure right now for cryptocurrencies. They're building the cryptocurrency infrastructure. You know, there's an old saying, and it goes a little bit like this. They go, first they ignore you, then they make fun of you, and then they join you. And I think we're somewhere between they're making fun and they're ignoring. And we're going to be coming up on the joining here pretty soon. So the financial institutions, the big banks, the Goldman Sachs, the major institutions of the world are going to be joining cryptocurrencies right now. They are building infrastructure for the further trading or the future trading of these cryptocurrencies, where assets are going to be moving from assets that are stock markets, bond markets, international markets are going to be moving to cryptocurrencies. There's no other place for them to go. They have to go somewhere because those other fiat currencies, all these other things have reached their maturity. They have gone as far as they can go. Now there has to be some way of having some liquidity, having some way to reach something else that they can do. And I believe a lot of that, you have to start looking at this a little bit closely because there's a couple things that they're giving us the big hints. One of the things that's going on with EOS, and you got to know that EOS is going to be a player in this game. It's going to be a few cryptocurrencies that are going to come out on top, that the financial institutions are going to adopt, and they're going to see as places for them to build infrastructure. And I think you're going to see that with EOS. One of the reasons you're seeing that is because you're seeing somebody like Mike Novogratz, very connected, hedge fund manager, previous Goldman Sachs, worked for Goldman Sachs, and very, very pro EOS. I've heard Mike Novogratz talk very, very favorably about EOS. Also the fact that Commonwealth Bank of Australia, I can't remember his gentleman's name, but is becoming involved with EOS. It already is. I can't remember if it's already happened or not, but they announced it. So there's big bankers that are being involved with EOS. Is this a bad thing? Is it a good thing? I don't know. A lot of people don't like the banks or the financial institutions building infrastructure for cryptocurrencies because they think it centralizes it. But it's coming. That's the way it's going to be. It's going to come. There's going to be a mass adoption of cryptocurrencies, and then again, when this happens, what cryptocurrencies are going to be on top? Is it going to be Bitcoin? Is it going to be Ethereum? Is it going to be EOS? I happen, like I say in my videos all the time, I happen to believe it's going to be EOS because I think EOS has the scalable blockchain. And how this all evolves, I really don't know. I mean, but I see the infrastructure being built, I see the players in place, and I see EOS with a tremendous platform to do about anything you can do on the platform. So those people that are, and I like one video that a friend of mine sent me, that are age quitting because they're tired of waiting for it to go up, are going to see an explosion sometime in the future. And they're going to miss out on it if you're age quitting. If you're age quitting now, you're going to miss out on it because this is going to be happening very soon. We don't know how soon, just like I don't know when the $100 EOS party is going to be. I just know it's coming. I can't tell you exactly. I can't tell you when, but I know it's coming, and that's the way this is going to be too. The mass adoption of cryptocurrencies, the financial institutions, the moving of trillions of dollars out of the stock market, out of the bond markets into cryptocurrencies, it's all coming. It's just a little bit down the road. It's coming. It's coming. And I know it's coming because I see it's coming and I see the players in place. And I see EOS doing what they're doing to make this happen. This is the future and this is what's going to happen. If you see it as a good sign or a bad sign, I don't know. I mean, I've heard both things. Some people say, well, the banks becoming involved means that they're going to put their regulations on the blockchain. If they put their regulations on the blockchain, then it's just as controlled as government currencies, fiat currencies, or it's still decentralized and we keep it decentralized. I happen to think the EOS has the best chance of being the most decentralized platform out there, even if it gets mass adoption by the financial institutions, simply because of the fact that EOS is a community that is governed through their community and not by outside bankers or by some outside entity. It's governed by the way it is, and the only way it can change is if the community decides to change it, which I don't see that happening. And the other thing too is EOS is the only one that can really meet the demand for the activity. There's no way to set a system up like this without having something in place. And that's the genius behind EOS. If I get a chance to meet Dan Lammer, I don't know if I will or not. I'm gonna go up to San Francisco. I hope he's there. I got a couple questions to ask him. First questions I got to ask him is I'm going to ask him, I know he's a brilliant coder, but I don't know how he got the insight, how he got the ability to understand government, law, and economics so well. I mean, that's the thing about me that EOS is so interesting to me, is that it's not just it's just not coding, and it's just not a digital network. It's actually a network that encompasses all areas of thought, all areas of ideas, because it contains a governmental system within it. It contains a economic system within it, and also it contains a digital system within it to trade and to build something on the blockchain. And if this is all from Dan Lammer, I've got to talk to him about that, because this is a marvelous, amazing thing that one man could come up with this. I happen to think if I get a chance to ask him that question, that he would probably say that it's because he's had so much experience in building platforms before. But I think it's got to be more than that. There's got to be some inspiration beyond that. I know he's a libertarian, and I know he likes libertarian ideas and views. And if that's just something that he become focused on for a while and then come up with the idea of a blockchain, or adopted the idea from blockchain from seeing Bitcoin, because I think that's what he was one of the early people that noticed Bitcoin, because he was looking for the solution himself. So he comes up, he runs into Bitcoin, and I guess he had early conversations with Satoshi, and he comes up with BitShares, and then of course we know Steemit, and now EOS. But there's so much involved with the EOS platform, and people that watch my videos know that I have a background in law, that I went to law school, so I understand the law. I'm not as big understanding as far as economics is concerned. My son was very big into economics. Chase, I think he has a channel. He's made some videos too. He was literally watching Austrian economic videos when he was like in 10th grade in high school. He was really into it, and I was sitting there watching him going, what's wrong with this kid? First of all, he wants to be a banker, and secondly, he's watching Austrian economic videos and Ron Paul videos when he's like in 10th grade. And I'm going, just a weird kid, man. He's just a weird kid. I don't understand this kid. But now, years later, you know, I see what he was thinking about this stuff ahead of time. And a guy like Dan Larimer was too. So, you know, they were thinking about this stuff ahead of time. This is a discipline of 3 different areas. Like I say, law, economics, and of course, coding in a digital world. This is a really ingenious program, a really ingenious platform. And that's why I love it so much, because this is a mind-stimulating thing, and I can see things happening in the future, and I can see out a little bit further of how things are working. This is an exciting time, an exciting place to be, and there's some big things going to be happening in the future. But the main thing this video is about is just literally trillions of dollars will be flowing from physical assets, or for assets that are currently involved, the stock market, you know, the bond market coming into cryptocurrencies. The other thing I think is going to happen in the near future is I think you're going to see cryptocurrencies linked to physical assets. So you're going to own a cryptocurrency, and that's going to actually, it's going to bypass fiat currencies and go right to an asset. So a cryptocurrency will be linked to a piece of real estate. A cryptocurrency will be linked to, you know, to an apartment complex, or to a, you know, a piece of farmland out in the Midwest, or a piece of farmland in Australia or New Zealand or any place in the world. That literally you're going to have cryptocurrencies that trade around the world on decentralized exchanges. That are going to actually be physically or actually tied to physical assets, real world assets. So that's coming too. A lot of exciting things. I mean, this is an exciting time to be alive. And if you're in this space and you're seeing what's happening, you got to be just as excited about it as I am, because this is amazing stuff. This is like, when I was growing up, I never thought in my wildest dreams that this could happen. I never thought this could happen. I mean, you're so ingrained in the world that you live in. And of course, the world I grew up in was a world of what everybody else grew up in. I mean, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I was born in the 60s. And, you know, you just accepted the banking system the way it was. You know, you went down, you got a loan, you paid it off, and that's the way it was. I mean, you didn't question it. You didn't think anything different about it. It was just the way it was. I'd never dreamt that in my lifetime we'd see something where you literally could have a digital asset, or create your own digital asset, or create a digital asset that could trade it around the world on a decentralized exchange, and be able to create that through a smart contract. Man, that stuff blows me away. Still blows me away. And that all this can be done on a platform like EOS, and that there's all this activity going on. I mean, it's just this mind-boggling stuff. It's just mind-boggling stuff. I mean, I could sit here for the next 2 hours and talk. I don't think I'd be probably saying much more than I've already said. Probably still just keep on repeating myself. But this is exciting times, and if you're not involved, get involved. If you don't see what's going on, start watching videos and start watching what's going on, and start looking and seeing be involved. And get excited, because, man, this is a great time to be alive, a great time to see this, especially for people that are looking for a future, looking for an opportunity, looking for something to invest in. And it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. You could be anywhere in the world, and you can do this. You could be involved with this. You just need to get on an internet connection, and you can be involved with something like this. So anyway, like I say, I probably rambled on almost 15 minutes. So anyway, like I say, we'll be up in San Francisco. Hopefully I get a chance to talk to a lot of people up there and make some really good videos up in San Francisco. It's only a few weeks away, and a lot of great stuff going on. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.